If I can want anything at all, if it's my choosing, I'm in control of my thoughts on my own.
You're trying to make something that will live on past you, make a noise long enough and loud enough to transcend your tiny, fragile life. Lots of squeaky chairs.
Where does your lack of confidence around your guitar playing come from?
Why have you done this? It's just a load of boring old wank. Why does anyone want to hear that? A lot of this process isn't very interesting, and I think lots of people, you know, if they paid VIP subscription pass to be here, they'd be surprised how fucking boring it is. I normally have other musicians in the studio with me, but they're expensive.
The night without a hope or light.
I think I'm enjoying doing it all myself, which is, you know, sort of further retreat into just me on my own, isn't it? Just continuing down the path of not needing anyone else to do anything.
Follow this melodic line.
I'm Josienne Clarke. I've been a professional touring musician for 12 years. The Financial Times called me the voice of a haunted angel. I've won a BBC award and I've written for the National Theatre. I'm critically acclaimed but hardly a household name. Recording music can feel like a pointless pursuit these days. What if it's just a vanity project? It's hard to be hopeful in a career with zero economic value. For my latest album, I decided to take a risk on a new approach. Following in the footsteps of Bruce Springsteen, Adrian Alenka and Bon Iver, I retreated to a cabin in the woods with a tape machine and a book of handwritten notes for a last gasp attempt to rescue something from the embers of my life's work. We'll see if the seclusion of this mythological approach to recording makes a difference, to the financial sanity of doing it, to my emotional experience of making it, and of listeners hearing it. Did fuck up one thing there.
Just that one note.
Yeah. Wow.
I thought it was really unnoticeable.
No, it's fine.
It's as if it was never there.
I'm essentially in a cabin in the woods with a tape machine and someone who knows how to use it. It's just too expensive to do it any other way.
When I sink like a sound,
But also, isn't it like inspirational and like magical and wonderful?
falling
So-
right back to the edge. Down.
It's a bit too much, isn't it?
Oh, I quite like it.
Fall
Oh, no, I've just been ponting about taking photographs, and we're going to get behind schedule if we're not careful, so we need to fucking step it up a bit. I think that I'll put it out to the same group of people that buy everything that I do, and they'll like it.
I mean, that sounds like a mark of quality to me.
I am consistent, that is true. That's punctual as well, generally, so, you know, yeah. What the songs are about is a difficult question. Fear, grief, love, shame, the futility of the human condition. It's just a collection of thoughts that I had. So I've just finished recording Dreams of Sleep, which is a song about the kind of things that your mind thinks about in an anxiety dream, rather than the sort of psychedelic fever dream that people sometimes write about. It's a little more mundane than that. Is the seclusion useful to the creative process? And so far, yes, I'm finding it to be.
If I can do what I want to, it's confusing. No, I'm not your fool.
Recording straight to tape,
I'm not your shadow.
people are quite nostalgic about
To be a good girl
analog.
anymore.
So you've set yourself all of these limitations, things that are normally possible in the studio with endless amounts of people and equipment. And that's been interesting. Like, one of the songs that we did today was a sort of slightly more complicated part with different layers. And it's a thing that would have taken us no time at all in a normal studio with a digital disc. But because we're going straight to tape, you have to just commit to the take. You can't do everything 14 times. You can't drop in all over the place. You just got to play the thing and get it right. And it forces you not to be too much of a perfectionist about how you've played it as well. So you have to do it 3 times, 2 or 3 times, and then just let it be that. And that's not a thing that I normally do. I normally make everything all tidy and perfect. And I just can't do it this time, because if I was going to be that perfect about everything, I'd be here for 10 weeks, and I've only got 1.
For the dawning of the day brings a brightening in the dark of the night. We've had a hope of light.
I don't want the guitar to sound puny. Is it, nice and quiet and intimate, or is it just some nice singing with some puny guitar?
A slow bird building a fire, piece by piece, that never goes out.
The thing that I'm sort of struggling to get over is that the guitar sounds like weak.
I don't think that's what it sounds like. I think it sounds a little vulnerable, a little hesitant.
Can I advocate for the keyboard part for just... It's not in any way, in my opinion, to hide your guitar playing. I think it helps it. It's like you're meeting like depth with like lightness.
I take the point, Murray, and I think that I need to be careful of the way that I'm using that keyboard part.
Where does your lack of confidence around your guitar playing come from?
from like a whole industry of male dominance on the guitar, I think. Every so often, not every gig, but, you know, somebody comes up, and it's a man, it's always a man, comes to say, have you considered getting a guitarist? What it says to me is that my guitar playing is not enough.
And how does that feel?
Well, it's shit, obviously. Why have you done this?
It's devastating to see that you would listen to that and not go, oh, fucking hell, I've really nailed it. That's what I want for you.
Yeah, and that's why I need to ask the question about the way in which I'm using the keyboard, because I can't use it just to cover up my guitar playing.
Should we listen to it with the keyboard and see?
You cannot shake me or wake me, this isn't my dream. It's a whole lifetime of sewing each stitch to the seam.
We have just had our first tape-over incident, and Murray's obviously devastated. I feel like you don't go into recording straight to tape without being aware that that is always a risk. You might be able to hear Murray's trying to fix it now, but ultimately it might have to be re-recorded, and that's okay. It's a little riskier, but you know, it's real.
So what do you hope for this album?
You're trying to make something that will live on past you, make a noise long enough and loud enough to transcend your tiny, fragile life. I can make great art and it can not sell, and I can make dog shit and it can go viral, but I'm enjoying making it.
Josienne,
Yes.
what was the line you don't like in that last one?
There isn't one thing worth having that doesn't take time. The thing was a bit pitchy.
You'll be so proud, come to you, it's worth having a dozen.
Oh, is it this one?
There isn't one thing.
Yeah.
Oh, great, that's
Thing.
exactly what I deleted.
Thank you.
All right.
Naturally, they'll come to you.
Yeah.
If a tree falls in wood, does it seek permission? It does not.
I like a bog though, so
Does it announce or document its descent?
Try all that looking straight at me.
Or simply give way to the inevitable gravity of everything. So sing your song, you already know the answer.
That's good.
We are atoms, we are dust, we are the tiny spark, the lights of hollow fire.
There's an elephant in the room, isn't there?
is there?
I think so. The elephant is your guitar player. You mentioned yesterday that people question it.
When people come up to, and it is like generally women that they say this to, come up to you and say, like, have you considered getting a guitarist? I don't think that their intention is to insult my guitar playing, but what it says is that you need something else. And the implication of that is that what I currently have is not enough. What I really feel like is the responsibility is mine to not be put off by that sentence. Every time I play the guitar for myself, record it and keep it, like in the past, in previous albums, I think I've been shoring up the idea, most importantly in my own brain, that my guitar playing is enough. And I feel like this process of going straight to tape, of not being able to cut bits together, of not being able to drop in a note, of not covering it up with other instruments, is like doubling down on that idea that the song is my guitar playing and my singing, the way that I wrote it, my vision for it. And I think that if I put the album out like that, with all of my guitar playing as it was, some of it's just one take, I just played it and that's it, and people like it, I think that that will make a difference to how I feel about it.
Your kindness would be wasted on me all.
Deluded.
Why is it called that?
It was a potential band name that I had. Josienne Clarke and the Deluded was the idea that I had for my band. But I can't afford a band, so I haven't got one.
So what does it mean?
Oh, I mean, well, it means, you know, like the foolish.
Why is it foolish?
I mean, I guess, you know, if you were like a cold, hard business mind about it, you would say this whole endeavour is ridiculous. That, like, if you look at the bottom line, like the amount of money that you have to spend to start making money back, you kind of like, you have to love doing it, otherwise it just wouldn't be worth it. It's okay for only one person to like your music, and that person can be you.
For this is done, or it goes on forever. Never knowing how to know. And it never mattering that we don't. It's a bit of an odd one to think about.
Every new album might be my last. Recording is an expensive pursuit with ever-decreasing returns. Sad but true. If nothing changes, I might not be able to continue like many artists. In the end, this analogue approach, the quiet and isolation, has made an album I'm immensely proud of, that sounds and feels different to anything else I've ever made. Will anyone else notice? Time will tell.
Take your mythical heroine, make her ropes of stars and sunset, give her something to overcome, and then your story's done. The darkest pools of water that all my